Hey YouTube peeps, how's it going? I'm here on the Beta 125 RRS. I got the 13-tooth sprocket on, and I got the Voyager on, and I also have the XR650R master cylinder on right here with my XR old cable till new stuff shows up. So this is going to be an outing to try out how all this seems to work on this bike. So far the brake has been great. A lot more feedback, a lot more confidence that it's going to stop. When I did my research on the Beta 125 RRS, it looks like what they use is a pit bike master cylinder. It's probably just not pushing enough fluid to really go to that caliper they're using. And then how I deduced that it's a pit bike master cylinder is from the design. That's how all the pit bike ones look like. So it's kind of sad that they're using pit bike master cylinders, even for the rear. The rear is identical to what pit bike ones look like. Which the rear actually works pretty good. So I mean, it is a possibility that I got a bad unit. I mean, I would think highly unlikely on a new bike, but it could happen. I want to tilt you guys down here. So as you can see, the Voyager here here's the brake line. I like it much better. The XR650R brake line comes up higher. It's not so low profile and getting caught in here, going over bumps. So it's probably a few inches, 2.5 inches taller, longer line, thus making it taller here, which is fine. It's not in the way. It gives a lot of extra room, you know. So that's fine. It just hooks up like normal to the banjo spot on the caliper. And you can see the Voyager. I actually have the temp sensor now hooked up too. I actually couldn't run the Beta 125 OEM stock sensor because where they have it mounted is actually taking a lot higher reading, and because that also turns on the cooling fan and who knows does what else to the system for, you know, the temp it's running, I actually just had to mount in the Trail Tech thermostat unit that I had. So I figured that out for you. You're not going to be mounting into splicing that wire. I mean, you could, and the readings you're going to get just like as it's warming up is like 340. I mean, I don't know when it's real hot what those readings are. I mean, I guess you could get used to that, but it wouldn't be traditional type of reading of the coolant is, you know, right now 158. So you'd be seeing like an artificial temp reading that wouldn't do most people any good. So especially when you're talking to mechanics and people, it would be like, oh, my bike's running at 400 degrees. Well, no, that's because where their OEM sensor is located, and yeah, it was like burning hot. So it's right by the thermostat, and it's in the metal housing. It's right there on the engine. It probably has a whole different set of readings versus just going off the coolant. I mean, it could actually be taking an engine. What gear am I in? That was strange. I thought I was downshifted. Guess I was not. This bike is definitely one where if you're in the wrong gear, you're not even going to maybe have some power. So I should be in first. So far, that 13-tooth sprocket with the 63 rear sprocket seems to be pretty good. I now understand why my buddy was like, yeah, that seems to be like a good sprocket. So anyways, the Voyager Pro says it's nice. It's pretty much hooked up. I mean, the only thing I'm missing, because it's not a dash, is blinkers. And I think you can buy a whole dash unit from Trail Tech that will do like your blinkers and stuff, so you'll know when those are on. If you want to spend the extra money and put the Voyager into that. I mean, personally, I don't care. And then you would know high beams too, which I can just look over, and I don't care. I mean, the light's on anyways during the day for safety, because it's a street bike. Personally, I don't like that on the trail. I mean, no reason to use more battery than you need for running stuff like that. I'm gonna tilt you guys back up now. So. Also, I got in the HDPE stuff. I had a little walk around update on the bike on that. So I'll be doing that and the little tabs and the bolts and all that stuff. I got all that stuff in, so now I just have to not be afraid and bend some material and make a skid plate. And bring you guys how I did that. But I'll be bringing you more, like I talked about in my other video, of like how I hooked this up. But I kind of want things to be tried before I'm just like, hey, this is how I hooked it up, and then have to do another video of, oh, hey, that didn't work, and then, you know, it just confuses new people. So now that I know the Voyager's working, it seems like it's taking a good temp reading, I'm going to, you know, bring a video. Whoa. Guess he's just gonna ride down the middle of the road. There's no dust on this road. They put oil or something on it. Maybe calcium chloride or something. Keep the dust down. Oh my God, look at the crazy people. Look at this. Nuts. Well, I guess it's going to be one of those days. I assumed it wouldn't be that bad being a Saturday because we're 80% chance of rain, but everyone was probably like, clear skies, I better go out right now. Oh boy. Do a little update on the GoPro Hero 8 also. I ended up taking off the UV filter. Whoa. Thanks. Oh my God, crazy people today. Like, yeah, I saw them, so I wasn't too worried. I was just gonna swing around either way. But that was nice. Mountain biker was eating like, hey, like, yeah, you can't just back up. You can't just, yeah, you're parking. Why do you need to back up? There was no reason to back up at that point. Just pull up. I mean, there was room. Pull over. People, you know. So, the GoPro, I'm not using the UV because somehow even covering the little hole, it's still got dust in there, and maybe just because of the lens not being tight against the frame or something. I don't know how it would get in there, so I decided, well, it's easier to wipe this off than have, you know, 2 layers. The other video I have to bring you all is how to reset the odometer reading on the Voyager, which you can do. It's actually very easy. That video will probably be like 2 minutes long with like 2 minutes of me yakking. Like, I'll try to get to the point right away when I do that video and just have a short video. It kind of stinks because they say when you have a short video on YouTube, then, you know, it's not as good for monetization. That's why you see videos sometimes that will just repeat themselves, so that way they get the time in and it's just repeating. It's kind of cheesy to do that. I've never done that. If it's short, it's short. You know, it still gets people to the channel. So short videos do still pay off in that you get people that will see the video, especially if it's a helpful video, and they will subscribe. And if they subscribe, a good chance is they'll watch more videos, thus your revenue is increased, right? Not every video has to be about making revenue. You know, it's like some of those big channels that are like, you know, I have 1,000 videos and YouTube demonetized like 30 of them. It's like, yeah, okay, well, you'll still get people that subscribe maybe out of those videos. So, yeah, it's pretty crappy that YouTube does that. But at the same time, you know, it's not a total loss. Especially if they're a little bit older videos anyways. I have ones out of the blue YouTube decided to demonetize, and I've tried to fight it, but because I'm not a huge channel, I don't have the view count on those videos, so they don't do anything for little channels. It's a total joke. So there's nothing wrong with them. They're not political, they're not swearing. And YouTube, whatever reason, one day changed their algorithm and it put it to demonetized. Which they're older videos, so it wasn't like I was getting views on them anyways, but at the same time, it's just annoying. Although I say that about older videos. But some of my older ones actually, especially car or truck related, bring in the cash, you know? Because if it's a helpful video that shows how to fix a problem or something, as a vehicle's age, you're going to get more and more views actually, because more and more people are going to have that issue. So it's like me making a video on my F-150, and I come across a weird issue, and I fix that issue, and I put a video out, and no one else has that video, especially yet at that time. Then, you know, over time I'll actually make more money because, you know, people with the same vehicle, a 2016 Ford F-150, are going to come across that issue, and be like, oh, hey, thanks, you know? So view count will go up. You got people on the one side, you got people on the other side. You got people just randomly parked. Yep, just put it in there. I don't really need the rear view mirror at this point. Okay, the 13.2 sprocket is so far on the road so much better. The reason being is I don't have to feel like I have to figure out what gear as much. There's a little bit more luggability in whatever gear I'm in, you know, because I'm not going to be in too high of a gear for this road anyways. I also am working a deal with a company that sells the Yamaha 150. So it's the OEM Yamaha 150 cylinder and whole kit to, I guess, big bore this if you want. But I'm starting to think like how cheap the kit is. And it's the official Yamaha one because this engine's popular over in Europe and Asia and stuff from Yamaha, that they should probably just have that kit on here already and sell this as a 150. And it would still be reliable because it's not like you're jacking it up that far. And again, Yamaha official kit, so it's not like I'm putting the Athena 182 kit on or a 200cc kit on, assuming the water jacket all lined up. Yep. You're good. Or maybe he was waving just in case a car was coming. It definitely pulls better even if I'm in a higher gear. I mean, for the size of the engine. I mean, twisting the throttle, I'm not going to take off like a rocket ship like a 390 or 500. And people, I've gotten the, well, you can't really compare the bikes. Totally different price range, totally different. Well, I don't know. Some of us are fortunate enough that we could buy their bike. I bought this so I could bring you just my viewpoint. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't have the resources though to just go out and buy 3 different bikes and test them all back to back. Maybe if this video does well, I will buy a Kawasaki and try out the Kawasaki and say, hey, this is what the Kawasaki can and can't do. This is what I like about it more so than Beta or vice versa. And, you know, give you an idea, but unfortunately I can't do that. So hopefully my video comes off more as like I walked into a dealership and I bought this bike like a lot of people do. What is this? A lot of people unlike popular belief, a lot of people don't research a lot. More and more do, but still, the majority of people do not research. Majority of people are not on Facebook pages and stuff. They walk into a dealer, they have an itching to buy a bike, it's their first bike, and maybe their price range is like, wow, I could do 10 grand, but I don't even know if I like riding. Like, that would be silly to spend 10 grand, you're a new rider, you don't even know if you like the riding. So, you see this Beta 125, dealer has it at MSRP, you haggle a little bit, it's going to be a little bit less than MSRP or at MSRP after your taxes and what have you. And you're like, okay, I can buy that. I can see if I like dual sport. And, I can go from there. Maybe use it for a year or two, see how well I like it. A lot of people, that's how what happens, they walk in and they go look and they walk out with a bike. So if they happened before going in to see a video that kind of detailed it a little more, they did a quick YouTube search, but there was nothing on YouTube really, or not many videos, or they're all in Italian. Well, that doesn't really help a US buyer out, a Canadian buyer out, Be nice if the factory supported more videos of these bikes, but I get it, their profit margin isn't that big, so it's an entry-level bike, and it's priced reasonable, I suppose, in the grand scheme of pricing nowadays. And they don't want to spend too much marketing on this bike. But then they'll sometimes, when companies do that, they'll sometimes then wonder, like, well, why didn't that sell good? It was doing good when we were advertising, and then, like, the sales went, well, because you stopped advertising. A lot of sales are just people see it, are interested, dealers have to have it too. They go in, dealer's like, oh, yeah, I have one of those right here. And the person's like, okay, $5 grand, I'll buy it. Because, again, in today's world, $5 grand is not that much. So I'm targeting people. So the long gist of all that is I'm targeting people that are new riders, that are basically walking in dealership floor. Maybe they already bought it and they're like, well, what can I really do with this? Or what should I put on this to make it a little bit better? Maybe maybe they rode it for a year, and they're like, well, but you know, should I spend more money, sell this bike, probably recoup pretty well your cost because it's such a cheap bike to begin with. That's a good thing with cheap bikes. You end up recouping more percentage-wise of your purchase. I mean, depending miles and condition and all that, but, you know, you tend to recoup more. And versus buying a new bike for 10 grand or 12 grand, they go, well, you know, maybe I'll try the big bore kit, or I'll try upgrading the brake lever because, you know, that was really lacking. Or, you know, I'll put the computer on because I kind of want a GPS built in. I don't want to put my phone on here, or I want to put bigger bars on, or I want to put better handguards, you know, or how do I make a skid plate for this? All questions, all valid questions and concerns, and that's what I'm trying to answer. So I have a feeling this video has already gone pretty long, so please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos, and hit that notification bell. Most importantly, I'm trying to build my Amazon affiliate because, well, I would like to generate more revenue there, and it's a win-win for everyone, as I say. You make your normal Amazon purchase using an affiliate link, and that person gets a little piece of the commission. They get a commission that you bought through that link. And because you bought through that link, it's a win-win for both, and it didn't cost you anything more. I mean, you couldn't ask somebody, instead of saying, hey, donate to my Patreon channel per month, $5 a month, $2 a month, $20 a month, you know, just make some purchases on my Amazon affiliate link through that. And it doesn't even have to be what I link to. You'll see it in the description. Go to the bottom. Just go to my Amazon affiliate link. Once you're there, and you could buy a mountain bike. You know, you could browse around, do your normal shopping, and buy stuff, and I get a little commission for that. So that's kind of neat. And it works out as a win-win. Right now, I only bring in like 70 to $100. I think my best was 150 over Christmas one year, a couple years back. Well, I hope you like the videos, so have a good one and stay well, my friends.